Fox falling dragon abyss, the dream of the burning phoenix. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 1, The Catastrophe of Mao Silk. When Soluluo opened her eyes, there were 2 pinches of hair on her head, and a bald tail was wagging behind her buttocks. She wore a book, into the book Tian Yuan Feng Zhao that she accidentally brushed up. The problem is that she is not a heroine. It's not a fairy gate, it's not a fateful love calamity, it's not even a cannon fodder goblin. She is a spirit fox who dies at the beginning of the book and has her hair plucked out. She was very impressed by that paragraph. The Fox clan's 9-tailed Sua is born with a charming bone. Although ugly, he is precious. Peeling his skin and making a shawl can stimulate the evil spirits and confuse the mind. Present it to the immortal lord and you will get his blessing. And her name. It was written in the corner of the original text, Soluluo, the branch of the Fox clan, the hair is thin, and the life is thin. Thinking that she would be hung up and skinned in the future and made into a trinket on Rong Xian's shoulders, Suisuan Luo trembled all over, and her 3 legs were unsteady. She fled overnight. According to the original memory, she is going to find the good male protagonist in the book, the second senior brother of Xianmen who has not yet been blackened. It's a pity that she got lost dressed as a fox, slipped on the solace of her feet, and stepped into the air from the mountain pass. Syllable. She smashed into the netherworld, and by the way, she woke up a glittering and sinister dragon. The dragon glared at her, her fur shaking. It's over, it's over, it's over, it's over, I'm going to be eaten. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 2, The Misplaced Life of the Fox and the Dragon. Jin Yaiwan, an ancient evil dragon, has been sealed for 9,000 years. It is rumored that he can swallow hundreds of beasts in one breath and kill immortals like cutting grass. He has the bones of a blood-screaming dragon and his aura is extremely sinister. And at this moment, he was staring down at the little fox that was caught in his tail with a confused face. Are you crying? Hey. No. Soluluo sobbed quietly, I just lost my hair. Don't lose face. Humph. Burning Yuan frowned and turned his head, as if he thought she was too weak and embarrassed, but the next day, the fox's nest was full of all kinds of spirit fruits, spirit beast meat, clear spring water, and even a heaven-level washing pill. Soluluo? This dragon. It's actually quite gentle? As the days passed, her hair grew back, her tail became fluffy, and the dragon actually helped her clean her hair, push her chi, heal her wounds, and even guide her to cultivate and change into a human form. While her heart was moving, she was vigilant. No, he's a villain. When he is born, the immortal gate will be trampled into ashes by him. Until the day she successfully transformed into a dragon, she just wanted to make a gorgeous appearance to surprise the Dragon Lord, but as soon as she pushed the door into his room, she was swept into the dragon's tail and firmly circled. You. How do you do that? She struggled, her ears reddening. Shugaki said in a low voice. When it's time to come to heat, you come to me and don't want to be responsible. Her face turned pale. No, I just want to have a drink. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 3, Absconding in Turmoil. The next day, Surong Luo ran away. She flicked her tail and ran fast, holding the burden of the Dan bottle and the spirit dew boiled by the dragon's blood, and disappeared into the gap of the nether yin enchantment with a puff of smoke. But she didn't know that her escape had caused a crack in the nether seal. Awakening the most primitive instinct and power in the cracks, Shugaki completely broke the seal and broke out of the ground. The sky is falling. The immortal gate was shaken, the brilliance of the peaks disappeared, the spiritual veins reversed, and the immortals hurriedly formed a formation to suppress it, but they only saw the man with golden eyes stepping out from the clouds and said coldly. I'm looking for my fox. Guangxianmin? Underscore 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 un. Chapter 4, Above the Heavenly Punishment, the Fox Returns. The Spirit Fox clan was also brought in as cannon fodder. Su Yuluo mingled in the crowd, watching the burning wall destroy the mountain with one palm. There was no grass under his feet, the dragon's horns were shining, and the killing intent was everywhere. She was about to slip away, but he picked her up. Run for what? I'm not. Burning Yuan stared at her lower abdomen, and her voice was extremely low. You still dare to run with the child? Soluluo was stunned. What? In fact, she just ate it, and the fox's belly was already round, so how could she? The audience was silent, and the Xianmen monk, they have cubs. The corners of Burning Yuan's mouth twitched, his eyes were surging with anger and unconcealable softness, and he whispered hoarsely. Stay. Don't go anywhere. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 5, The End of the Rainbow. Just when everyone thought that everything was settled, the original heroine of the book, Zhuluo Lulin, appeared. She smiled, held the piano, and the rhythm sealed her soul, pointing directly at Sol Luoluo. You shouldn't show up. She smiled brightly and viciously, that would have been my fate. The Fox clan deserves to die for me, not you, a muttly fox. Burning the piano with a broken palm, his eyes cold. You want to touch her? His voice was soft, but it was like thunder through the ages. I exterminated an entire clan just to protect a fox. The dove was scattered, and even the chance of reincarnation was gone. Sequel. Chapter name, Dragon Fox in the World, Record of 100 Demons. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 1, Descending with a Ball, Fox. On the top of the sky pillar, the nine-tailed fox was lazily nestling on the dragon's back, chewing on a fairy fruit. I'm going down to earth. Burning Akira glanced at her, and the dragon claw reached over and hugged her into his arms. I'm not interested. I'm interested. Su Yuluo glared at him. When I was pregnant, you said that the fireworks in the mortal realm were the most suitable for a safe fetus, but the whole fetus was blowing in the heavenly pillar. Jin Yaiwan was silent for a long time. Final compromise. So, the mythical beast couple took their three-tailed fox treasure and went down to experience folk life together. It is said that on the first day they landed in the human world, because they had too much aura on their bodies, they were regarded as demon kings and demon concubines, and they were directly invited to the demon list. Hu Bao tilted his head on the side. Mother, are we following the wrong script? Sol Luluo's expression was serious. It's your father who is too capable of fighting, and mortals suspect that we want to destroy the country. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 2, The City of 10,000 Demons. The capital of all demons in the mortal realm has moved to the K, which is a demon domain jointly built by the 10,000 Demon Alliance and some scattered immortals to escape the world, which is neutral on the surface, but in fact it is a hidden dragon and a crouching tiger. As soon as Sol Luoluo and his entourage landed, they were invited to participate in the 100 Demons Enthronement event. Reason, the Fox clan has reappeared, and the Dragon Monarch is on the side, so it is impossible not to participate. She originally wanted to keep a low profile, but who knew that Fox Bao accidentally turned into 8 tails at the event, was watched on the spot, and was even pushed into the candidate for the Divine Beast. Hu Bao sat on the lotus platform, looking ignorant. What's your name? Hu Bao thought for a moment, and said sweetly in his mother's tone, my name is Flame Treasure. The Demon Kings are collectively petrified. This is the dragon's baby, that's right. Sol Luoluo rushed to the stage and took the fox treasure away, with an apologetic face, I'm sorry, he's not sensible. Burning Akira hugged his arms and sneered, and the dragon's tail swept slightly on the seat, and the air was shocked. He's right. Since then, Burning Treasure has become the rarest cub in the demon world. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 3, The Dark Tide Rises Again. Not long after the Fox Dragon family moved in, an undercurrent was quietly surging. Among the immortal gates, those who had participated in the revival of the power of sealing the burning wall, a famous ancient immortal quietly returned to his place, holding the sealing artifact Ming Feng book, vowing to suppress the evil dragon again. And their first step is to use the blood of the Fox clan as a sacrifice to reconstruct the sealing enchantment. At this moment, Sol Luoluo received a message. Someone offered a reward for a spirit fox, calling it the nine-tailed remnant soul, and would pay a high price to hunt it down. She was covered in fur, and immediately hid the fox treasure into the bottom of the dragon scales in the burning wall, put on her cloak herself, and investigated the truth alone. She sneaks into the market and discovers that the target portrait on the bounty slip is exactly the same as her bald appearance when she was a child. Way! She couldn't help but scream in place. As soon as he finished shouting, a familiar cold voice came from behind him, what are you doing? She jerked her head back. Shugaki was standing behind her, her face gloomy. You want to see me to death again? I'm not afraid of you, impulsive. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead, but his tone was extremely fierce. If anyone touches a single hair of yours again, I will crush his whole world. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 4: The Truth of the Ancient Race. In the process of tracking, Soluluo unexpectedly discovered that the reason why the Fox clan was really hunted down was not only the power of the bloodline, but also because of a dusty battle thousands of years ago. At that time, the Fox clan and the Dragon clan had fought against the demon lord of the underworld, at the cost of the spirit of the Nine Tails to disperse the world in order to seal the source of the demon bones. She is the only descendant of the Nine Tails roots. The birth of the Fox treasure means that the demon source may be affected again, bringing about a cycle of annihilation. When Burning Akigaki learned about it, he only asked in silence. If I were to perish, would you still stay? Soluluo rolled her eyes on the spot. If you dare to kill, I will beat you first. Shugaki smiled, hugged her and whispered. Then it will be immortal for you. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 5: Epilogue. The name of the Demon Queen. On the day of legislation in the city of 10,000 monsters, Su Yingluo was elected by all the monsters as the new Spirit King, in charge of the stability of the spirit veins and the barrier. She stood on a high platform, wearing a silver-feathered fox fur, and behind her was a flaming wall transformed into a human form, and a fox treasure flaming flamey that had grown 9 tails. An elderly demon king asked. Aren't you afraid that the immortal gate will fight again? She smiled, and her tone was calm. My dragon has beaten 100 immortal gates. Burning Yuan lowered his head and kissed the back of her hand, his golden eyes flashed slightly. My fox can afford to raise the entire demon world. Underscore 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 un. Extra Flame Treasure's marriage ceremony. When Fox Bayo became an adult, he was determined to go down to the earth to practice. Outcome. The next day, he was surrounded by 300 demon princesses to confess, and in the end, he was taken away by a simple and harmless little mouse spirit. Su Yuluo looked confused. My son likes to gnaw grains. Burning Yuan's face was gloomy. If that little mouse dares to plot against him, I will destroy his entire rat clan. Fox treasure? I'm not in love yet, and you're going to be wiped out? Chapter name, Linxia Divine Realm, Phoenix Fox Tribulation. Chapter 1, The Ruins of the Dream God. Soluluo suddenly dreamed of a sea of blood and dry bones at night, and a huge phoenix bird draped in golden flames and pounced on her from the ashes. It had dragon horns, phoenix wings, fox tails, and tiger claws, and muttered in its mouth, the spirit ruins will appear, and the 9 tails will return to God. I will be resurrected. When she woke up, Kitsune was crouching beside her, holding a broken dragon ball fragment in his hand. Burning Walls came back from outside, and his eyes turned cold for a moment. Where did you get this thing? Fox Bayo looked aggrieved. It fell from the sky by itself, and called me the Chosen One. Linxia Divine Realm is the place where the ancient gods were sealed. Now it is unbalanced and cracked, and the chaotic beasts within it will enter the world to snatch the position of the Spirit Lord. 9-tailed fox and dragonborn are both my remaining descendants, but Fox Treasure is actually the son of destiny. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 2, Divine Apocalypse. Soon after, the blood moon celestial phenomenon suddenly appeared in the demon domain, and the prophet Fuyanshu, known as the Eye of the Broken Boundary, came to visit, and said, Hu Bao, you have the Taixu spiritual vein in your body. If you enter the spiritual ruins, you may become a god. If you avoid your fate, you will surely cause the extinction of all races. The fox baby has now grown to 16 tails, it has many tails because its immortal fetus is not yet stable. Although it is still naive, its fighting power is amazing. One tail can destroy a mountain and one roar can shock gods. Su Yuluo wanted to refuse, but Xian Yuan said in a deep voice, only he can carry this fate. Fox Bayo couldn't resist the two of them, and decided to set off alone and go to the spirit ruins, an illusory divine realm composed of fragments of divine souls. He didn't know that his steps would awaken the friends and foes in the divine realm who had been sleeping for thousands of years. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 3, The Two Gods in the Ruins. In the spirit ruins, time is disordered, space is broken, and every step may be goodbye. The fox treasure falls into a mirror lake fantasy realm and encounters a mysterious young man wearing white feathers and holding a chain. The young man called himself Tai, a remnant of the god clan. He died in his early years while sealing the chaos, but his soul survived in the ruins of the spirits. The first time Hubeo saw him, he felt his heart beat wildly. The fox family doesn't do this. He muttered to himself and wanted to run, but turned around and was pressed to the ground to treat his injuries. Tai, calm tone, what are you running? I don't eat foxes. Fox baby, you don't eat, but you can tease. Together, they went through the Phantom City, the Bone Plain, the Molten Hell, and the Divine Beast Maze, and each level revealed a secret of an ancient god. And Fox Bayo discovered that his spiritual veins actually came from the origin phoenix. The first phoenix is the strongest god of calamity in the primeval god system, and the flames are not extinguished, destroying the heavens and destroying the world. And the fox treasure is the carrier of this power. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 4. The world is in turmoil. At the same time as the spirit ruins were turbulent, the mortal realm and the demon realm were hit by the fall of the Calamity Star, and the sealing enchantment of the four domains was broken. In order to protect the integrity of the fox treasure's luck, he did not hesitate to exchange the dragon soul for the time abyss wheel, and intermittently returned to the future. What he saw was that the fox treasure became a god, and he also saw Su Yingluo lay dead in front of the pantheon, her body burned with fox fire, and she cried, "Don't become a god, mother won't be able to see you anymore." Burning Yuan's heart was like a knife, hiding everything from Su Yunluo, only hugging her tightly into his arms, and whispering. We accompanied him to the finish line. Even if it's hell. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 5. Destiny Strikes. Fox Bayo is at the core of the spirit ruins, and finally sees the origin phoenix divine thought. It was a burning heart, sealed here by the phoenix god hundreds of millions of years ago before he died, leaving a sentence. I don't want to be called a god by mortals anymore, may my blood reshape the laws of heaven and earth. If Fox Bayo accepts it, he will become an enemy of the entire divine world. At this time, Tai drew his sword and stood in front of him. If you become a god, you will no longer be you. Hu Bao's voice trembled, you. Don't you like me getting stronger? Tai smiled slowly and reached out to cover his chest. I like you as a fox, not a flame. In the end, the fox treasure ignited the spirit ruins, sealed the soul with its tail feathers, rejected the god position, and preserved the sequence of heaven and earth. At the moment when the spirit ruins collapsed, handed over the godhead to him, and melted into a wisp of soul and left it in the fox treasure's body. You have to remember me. That's it. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 6. Forever Alone. It has been 100 years since Fox Bayo returned to the human world. Su Yingluo and Jin Yaiwan have both become immortals and were sealed on the monument of all spirits. They will neither die nor be reborn, and will forever suppress the dragon veins. The fox treasure knelt down in front of the steel, fused the flame with the soul of the gods, and cast it into a new god steel, making a covenant for heaven and earth. From then on, there will be no more spiritual ruins, no more seals, no more gods controlling fate. Demons, humans, and gods, the soul of freedom is honored. There is no more Lord God in the sky, only a one-tailed fox, walking alone on the road for eternity. Extra. Fox treasure as a father, the first daddy in the demon world. Style, light joy times with baby times warmth times crisis lurking characters appearance, Fox Bayo, full glass, fox cub, name, Lu Xiao Xiao, god envoy remnant soul, fragment, Qi Jianzun, mischievous Luan bird, Bagua mountain god, etc. Underscore 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 un. Section 1. Fox Bayo picks up cubs. Fox Bayo, now known as Burning Glass, had just returned from the spirit ruins, and after 100 days of retreat, he decided to go out of the customs and breathe. As a result, as soon as he stepped out of the mountain gate, he heard a heart-rending baby cry. He followed the sound and found a little fox cub with 3 tails wrapped in black flames on the edge of the cliff, crying earth-shatteringly, and clutching a faded fortune and treasure handkerchief in his arms. As soon as the fox baby's face twitched, he picked up the little fox cub and wanted to go back, but the fox cub grabbed his tail and didn't let go. Pluck. Kitsune? Wait a minute. Who are you pulling out? Hu Bao originally wanted to send the child to the spirit beast house for care, but the child cried and burned all the way, and the dean's bald head was cracked with 3 layers of skin, and in desperation, he had to take it back to his cave. As a result, the beings in the Kyushu demon world ushered in a piece of news. Hu Bao is back, and he's a father. The fox cub is extremely talented. When he cries, the mountain burns. When he smiles, thunder comes. Hu Bao has practiced for 100 years. Now he's a father. He's worried day and night. Underscore 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 un. Section 2, Fragments of the Divine Soul, whispered in the middle of the night. The fox cub's name is Xiao Xiao, and its name was found on an ancient tablet, which is said to be the sole remnant tablet of one of the ancient gods of war. Hu Bao didn't think much about it, he just felt that this name was enough for the second middle school. But ever since the name was taken, there have been voices in the house. Sometimes at night, Halo was breastfeeding and feeding, and suddenly heard, "You actually let me be reincarnated as a fox." Sometimes, the fox cub sneezed, and a thunderbolt struck from the sky, splitting the water tank in which the fox treasure bathed into slag. Fox treasure, I'm afraid there is no immortal hidden in this cub's body. As expected, one day when he was exploring the fox cub's body, he really found a familiar aura of divine soul. It's a soul fragment. Hu Bao blushed on the spot. Wait, he heard all the dream words that night. Underscore 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 un. Section 3, The Hell of Raising Children, 38 Questions from the Fox Family. Fox Bao's daily life with cubs is extremely difficult. Ballot box with checkmark. Fox cubs do not eat ordinary spiritual fruits, but only eat charcoal peaches cooked in lava. Ballot box with checkmark. He sleepwalks, and when he sleepwalks, he roasts the neighbor's chicken until it's delicious. Ballot box with checkmark speaks very early. The first sentence is, "Dad, you are so soft." Fox Bao vomited blood on the spot. He decided to go to the demon realm's former parenting expert, the Chi Sword Venerable Hao Kixi, for advice. "How did you raise those 3 snakes?" Hao Kixi was silent for a moment, sighed and said, "Later, they all rebelled." "Fox, thank you, I understand." The fox cub is so noisy, but the fox treasure gradually has an unprecedented sense of concern. He would often gently cover his tail when the child was asleep, and touch the 4th tail that grew out of the 3 tails over and over again. He knows that this child has great luck, divine bones, phoenix blood, and a remnant soul. But he only hopes that he won't work so hard. Underscore 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 un. Section 4, The Fox Cub is Snatched. One day, the turtle was targeted by the Eagle Feather clan, who had not been out of the mountain for 100 years. They believed in the god of blood, and believed that the first phoenix blood in Lu Xiaoxio's body was an opportunity to restore the country, and quietly infiltrated and took him away from the cave of Fox Bao. Hu Bao was furious and chased to the Arctic ice field with a sword in hand, killing with rage. On this night, the demon realm reappeared as the 9-tailed blood moon. Fox Bao stood on top of the snowfield. The whole person ignited a golden red spiritual fire, and swept out of the deep valley with 1 tail, and his voice was so cold that it was biting. "I'll just say it once, give me back my child." King Luangyu saw that Hu Bao was alone and was about to order him to take action, but suddenly, snap! The sky cracked open, and tens of thousands of divine thunders fell from the sky. The fox cub stepped on the thunder fire and floated in the air, yawning lazily, and pointed to the fox treasure. "My father said not to hit me, so don't hit me." Hu Bao's face collapsed on the spot. "You will fly, you don't say it sooner." The fox cub grinned, but there was another vague voice in his voice. "My name is Tai. How dare you lie to me?" "Everyone? Fox treasure, you put my X. What are you calling out? I can't control you anymore, okay?" Underscore 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 un. Section 5, Fox Daddy's Immortal Cultivation Diary. Fox Bao wrote a book titled, How to Survive Between a Destiny and a Bottle. This book has become the best-selling parenting scripture in the demon world. Later, at the age of 5, the fox cub completely activated the divine soul and became a Taixu burning phoenix, ascending to heaven and becoming a god in one breath. Hu Bao wanted to watch him go silently, but was dragged by the little fairy. "It's okay for me to become a god, but you have to rise up with me. Otherwise, I'll blow up your house every day." Fox Bao wiped his face, Why is it so difficult to be a father? Underscore 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 un. Conclusion. The fox falls into the dragon abyss, and will eventually turn into a phoenix. Among all the spirits in the three realms, the strongest being is called Fox Daddy.